Hello, today's case study looks at an interesting rural development where we secured planning permission to convert an existing garage building into two self-contained homes within the Metropolitan Green Belt area. Projects in the Green Belt often appear difficult on paper, but in this case we demonstrate understanding planning policy, previous appeal decisions, and the right planning strategy can make all the difference in these types of applications. This project was located in Hastings in Essex within the Epping Forest District Council area. The client wanted to convert an existing 6-bay garage building into two self-contained residential dwellings, together with modest extensions, private gardens, parking and landscaping. The application site lies within the Metropolitan Green Belt, as I said, and also within a zone where development has to be mitigated impacts on the Epping Forest Special Area of Conservation, which is referred to as an SAC. Planning permission was ultimately granted by Epping Forest District Council, subject to a Section 106 agreement and standard planning concessions. The client owned an existing garage block containing 6 enclosed garage bays servicing a Hastings Wood farm. Rather than leaving the building as utilised storage, they wanted to create two attractive single-storey homes while retaining the rural character of the building. The proposal also introduced private gardens, landscaping and parking, with much of the new amenity space created from existing hard-standing rather than undeveloped land. There were two principal planning issues. Firstly, the site sits, as mentioned, in the Metropolitan Green Belt, meaning new residential development is often regarded as inappropriate unless it falls within one of recognised exemptions in national and local planning policies. Secondly, the site lies within an area affected by the Epping Forest Special Area of Conservation, meaning any additional residential development must mitigate its impact on recreational pleasure and air quality. The planning history also added complexity. A previous application involving this building and another building on the site had been refused, while a separate appeal established an important planning principle that the reuse of a permanent and substantial existing building could represent appropriate greenbelt development. That appeal was dismissed only because of an appropriate SAC mitigation had not been secured, not because the greenbelt principle was unacceptable. Our strategy was to demonstrate that this proposal satisfied both local and national planning policy. We prepared a detailed planning statement showing that the garage building was a permanent and structurally sound, supported by an accompanying structural report. We demonstrated that the proposal represented the reuse of an existing building, bringing it squarely within the Greenbelt exemption contained in both national planning policy framework and the Epping Forest District Council local plan policy. Importantly, unlike the earlier appeal, we also submitted a Section 106 unilateral undertaking to secure the required financial contribution towards mitigation for the Epping Forest Special Area of Conservation. The design itself retained the simple agricultural appearance of the garage building, introducing only modest extensions while keeping the overall rural character intact and limiting any impact on the openness of the greenbelt. Existing access, parking and boundary treatments were also retained wherever possible. The application was approved by Epping Forest District Council. Planning permission was granted for the conversion of the garage building into two self-contained residential dwellings, together with extensions, landscaping, parking and private amenity space, all subject to the Section 106 legal agreement and standard planning conditions. Conditions covered matters including contaminated investigations, drainage, landscaping, electrical vehicle charging, materials and other removal of certain permitted development rights to protect the green belt and surrounding character of the buildings. The proposal was benefited from support during consultation, with North Weald Bassett Parish Council raising no objection to the application. This application demonstrates the importance of understanding planning policy rather than simply assuming that greenbelt development is unacceptable. The proposal reused an existing permanent building rather than introducing significant new build form. It was supported by structural evidence confirming the builder's permanent construction. It addressed the only issue identified in the previous appeal by securing the necessary mitigation for the special area of conservation, and it delivered 2 sustainable new homes while preserving the openness of the rural character of the Green Belt. By carefully addressing each planning issue, the proposal became fully policy compliant. The planning application was submitted on the 27th of March and planning permission was formally granted by Epping Forest District Council on the 13th of July. That meant the application was approved in just over 3 months, allowing the client to move forward with confidence. Greenbelt applications require much more than simply completing planning forms. They require a detailed understanding of national policy, local planning policy, appeal decisions and how to present a robust planning argument. At Hill Planning and Developments, we regularly prepare planning statements for complex rural developments, conversions, Greenbelt proposals and previously refused schemes. We work closely with our clients throughout the process, identifying planning risks early and preparing applications that directly address the issues planners are most likely to consider. If you're considering converting an agricultural rural building, developing land within the Greenbelt, or simply want honest advice about whether your proposal has planning potential, we'd be delighted to help and have a chat. We offer a free, no obligation telephone consultation where you can discuss your project, explain your options, and we can advise on what we believe might be a potential route forward. To take advantage of our free no obligation consultation, complete our quick inquiry form on our website. You'll find that at www.heelplanning.co.uk. Thank you for watching and we'll see you in the next planning related video very soon. Bye for now.